Hi, I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Tony Northup.
And today we're going to be comparing the Yongnuo 50mm f1.8 with the Canon 50mm f1.8. We're going to be looking at sharpness, vignetting, color, and chromatic aberration.
The Canon goes for about 125 bucks. The Yongnuo you can pick up for about 65 bucks on eBay, sometimes cheaper. So if they're the same, we're going to push people towards the Yongnuo and you can save yourself 60 bucks. So
maybe.
Let's try it out with a few pictures.
Okay, take some pictures of them.
We nailed focus with the Canon on every single shot, and though it's not the sharpest lens, it's more than sharp enough for portraits. With the Yongnuo, most of the shots at this shallow depth of field were just not quite in focus. The shots that did seem in focus, like this shot, were noticeably less sharp than our copy of the Canon. Therefore, get the Canon for sharpness and focusing accuracy, or get the Yongnuo and save 60 bucks, but you'll need to snap a few extra pictures to make sure you get a good one. The Yongnuo is definitely the noisier of the two, not by a lot. They both make some sound, but it sounds like a happy little robot. Now I'm going to check the continuous focusing ability. I'm just going to have Chelsea walk towards me with each of the two lenses. This seems to be the first autofocus lens from Yongnuo, and their focusing system might need more work. We got about 75% of the shots in focus with the Canon, but only about half that with the Yongnuo. For sports, the Canon is the better choice.
Now let's take these outside and we can test vignetting and chromatic aberration.
Chromatic aberration is the fringing, the green or purple fringing that you see in areas of high contrast. So to test that, I'm going to take pictures of these branches against the very bright sky. And I'm going to do that at both f1.8 and f8. The Canon on the left seems to have slightly less chromatic aberration, but it's close. Either way, it's easy to fix in Lightroom. I'm using my full-frame Sony because my 5D Mark III is in the shop. Image quality should be the same though. Vignetting is the darkening of the corners in a frame, and that's pretty easily corrected, but I'll just take a test shot of the clear blue sky opposite the sun here to see how dark the corners get. I'm going to defocus this lens as much as possible so it's nice and blurry. The vignetting at f1.8 is obvious, but easily corrected in Lightroom. At f8, the vignetting seems to completely disappear. Notice here that the Yongnuo image is about 1/10 of a stop brighter with the same camera settings. It simply lets in more light. To test the wide open vignetting more precisely, I photographed an evenly lit wall and got similar results with both lenses. Note that the vignetting is slightly off-center on both lenses, so different corners seem darker than the other. I corrected for the exposure difference in this example. Now let's test the bokeh. This is the Canon at f1.8 wide open. You'll notice that as our cameraman Justin moves the camera around, as the lights in that end behind me are near the corner, the out-of-focus areas will start to look more like footballs than round shapes. That's a sign of bad bokeh. You see this a lot in movies, especially in night scenes. Good bokeh will have nice round shapes. Bad bokeh turns into footballs at the corners. One way to tell the difference between a high-budget movie and a low-budget movie. This is the Canon at f8, and as we throw this out of focus, you'll see that those lights, instead of being footballs, they kind of turn into five-sided geometric shapes. This is reflecting the number of blades in the aperture. So as I'm looking into the lens here, I can see that it has that same five-sided shape. You'll see this a lot in movies too. This is the Yongnuo at f1.8. And to my eyes, I really didn't see much of a difference between this and the Canon at f1.8. You still see some distortion of the shape near the corners. This is the Yongnuo at f8, and notice the out-of-focus highlights are 7-sided instead of 5-sided. The extra blades really do make it smoother and less geometric, and what that means during a video is that you wouldn't be quite as distracted by the specular highlights. In summary, the Yongnuo at 65 bucks is the cheapest autofocus lens you can buy for Canon, and it makes a good choice for photographers who want to experiment with primes and background blur. It's also the right choice for filmmakers and everyone using manual focus. The Canon's superior autofocus makes it the better all-around lens if you don't mind paying the extra 60 bucks. Give Chelsea and I a like if this was helpful, and subscribe for more free videos. If you want to learn the art of photography, check out our books at this link or at Amazon. Thanks.